It's Wednesday, April the 5th. Internet bubble bursts. Blame this prick. Sport in schools. You call this education? Barrymore goes bonkers. He cuddles a lady. Please welcome Mr. Iain Lee.
Hello and welcome to the 11 o'clock show. Oi, you slag! Don't worry, I'm not being rude. By slag, I mean you're a villain. That's because Charlie Cray is dead. He did have a good innings. Well, he liked hitting people over the head with a cricket bat. Doesn't matter. Charlie's been given a traditional East End send-off. He's going to get run over by Frank Butcher, put on 3 stone and launch a shit-singing career. You always knew where you were with the Krays. Generally, you were in hospital. But the mafia do really nasty things to their enemies. Who wants to wake up and get the head of a horse? Except, of course, for Prince Charles. But this is true. I actually used to be a little bit of a villain myself. Once did a post office job. Well, it was mainly work experience. But halfway through it, I accidentally unloaded both barrels into the postmistress. That woman could really empty sacks. Villains... On a serious note, if you're watching and you are offended by what I've just said, then just send the threading mail to me. My name is Ricky Gervais, I live in London. But enough gangland gobbledygook. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the girl who drove a dagger through my heart, Miss Daisy Donovan.
Thanks, ladies and gentlemen. Now... apparently, Robbie Williams has recorded a song calling Liam Gallagher a prat. Now, that's a bit like Stephen Hawking calling Christopher Reeve a cripple. Why don't Robbie and Liam... Oh, hold on a second. Why don't Robbie and Liam just get gloved up and get on with it? Or, Hawking and Reeve come to that, fights are always much more exciting when one of them has to stop and type ow every 2 minutes.
Don't think you can really say that. Just tell us what's on tonight's show.
OK. Super socialite Tamara Beckwith will be here, on her way to a party, of course.
I'll be finding out how women's laughter can affect men.
And Peter Piper has a frank exchange with Peter O'Toole and Spike Milligan.
Fuck off. That's fair enough.
But now it's time for the headlines.
Tonight's top stories.
Figures out today show that hospital incompetence has cost the NHS £3 billion. A specialist said this will tear the heart out of the health service. Or is it the liver? What's that big red thing in the chest again?
A man who has supposedly been stalking Agneta from ABBA has turned out to be a fake. He is, in fact, an Australian tribute stalker.
The average age of first-time heroin users has dropped to 15. One parent said, when I asked to see the kids' school marks these days, they just roll up their sleeves.
A man is being questioned about the theft of a wartime decoding machine from Bletchley Park. When asked if he had the Enigma machine, the man said, maybe.
In an attempt to boost ratings of The Bill, ITV have introduced a new officer with strong views on law and order.
A dietitian has advised women that it's all right to swallow semen because it only contains 12 calories. Posh Spice has said from now on she'll be drinking a pint of Beck's every day.
And those were tonight's headlines.
The government announced today they're going to help nurses, teachers and first-time buyers get a foot on the bottom rung of the property ladder.
Ricky Gervais has this report.
First-time buyers and lower-paid workers are to receive interest-free loans to buy houses under plans outlined by John Prescott today. The Deputy Prime Minister is particularly targeting teachers and nurses as the main beneficiaries. Nurses have responded by saying that increased salaries would be more appreciated than cheap housing. Yeah, I bet it would. That way they'd have more cash to blow on fags and gin, wouldn't they? And they could carry on shacking up with a different student doctor every night. They wouldn't need a place of their own. That's if they weren't complete mooses. Jo Brand, she was a nurse, true, a psychiatric nurse. That wouldn't be frightening, would it? So, you're mental, are you? Oh, no, I'm better. I was lying about the aliens in my nan's cock. There's a nurse at the mental home in Reading, yeah? Makes Jo Brand look like a supermodel. Seriously, face like a burglar's tool bag. The mentals don't sit around in their own shit wanking when she walks in the room. No, they shit themselves, all right? They just can't get an hard on. Big, ugly kipper licker. The other nurses call her the polar bear. Not because she's, like, dressed in white and weighs half a ton. No, it's because she likes to get her face covered in hair and fish. You know what I mean? And teachers, oh, don't give them cheap houses. You've already given them jobs they're shit at. You let them go at 3:30 and they get 3 months off a year. Oh, it takes us that long to do the marking. Bollocks. I know the teachers at my school used to do the marking, hung over 5 minutes before the bell. And they just get an exercise book and they wouldn't read it, they just look at the name and go, right, Don Wilmot, useless tosser from Whitley, D. That stood for div, right? And they go, oh, Damien Lensbury, that nice posh boy from Caversham Heights, A. And that stood for A Swatty Puff. Yeah? I used to get C. No idea what that stood for. If you know what it stands for, just put it on a postcard, yeah? What you think the word is. Send it to Channel 4, London, SW1. It'll go straight to the ponce in charge of Right to Reply. This is Ricky Gervais, the 11 o'clock show, Reading.
Ever so slightly controversial. This afternoon, the government announced its new plans for sport in schools. They're hoping to make today's school children shun drinking drugs so they can become the lager-swilling, steroid-popping sports stars of tomorrow.
But if our kids are to become world beaters, they need to concentrate on sports they excel in. So here's our suggestions for the new sports curriculum.
Forget archery and try flobbing, where athletes compete to gob in a pram from the balcony of a multi-storey car park.
Swap cross-country running for cross-town joyriding, and if pupils forget their shell suits, make them hotwire a Mondeo in their pants.
The old-fashioned egg and spoon race is a bore compared to the brand-new skag and spoon race. Kids get fit simply by chasing the dragon.
And finally, escalator dog kicking, in which boys attempt to kick a live dog down an up escalator within a strict time limit. Apart from improving their foot coordination, this game teaches pupils that life is cruel and pointless.
Above all, sport should be fun, so inject a little frivolity whenever you can. The standard football pitch markings are dull, so replace them with traditional schoolboy doodles.
And that was our suggested sports curriculum for the 21st century.
Analysis. Good at it.
Can you stop drinking because...
Nice water.
No, they say laughter is the best medicine, but try raising a smile when your colon falls off.
And, as I know, you can't, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. New research has revealed that women aren't attracted to men who laugh a lot. But is this true? Daisy, this young lady here, went to London to find out more.
Scientists have discovered that while men find women's laughter attractive, women often find men's laughter a turn-off. Although this may be old news to any of Jim Davidson's ex-wives, I've come here to the laughter capital of Europe, London, to find out why women don't find men who laugh attractive. Do you think that's true?
I'm sorry. Actually, no, I'm sorry. I can't.
Fine. It's quite proven.
I'm in a bit of a hurry.
No, do hurry. Scientists have proven that women's laughter is attractive to men. That's true, isn't it?
Yes. Yes, I'll say it.
You got a face like a meat pie! Can I do a simple test on you?
Yes.
You've basically got not to laugh, and then I find you attractive.
Right.
Good payoff, right?
Yes,
okay.
Absolutely.
So, I'll just show you this picture.
Right.
No laughter there. I'll give you a scenario. So the woman, you're with your lady friend, you're laughing together.
Together, yes,
Maybe it's
good,
time
yeah.
to get to know each other a little bit better, yeah.
Right, yeah.
Going upstairs, bit of undressing and laughing, and then she laughs a lot. You hung like a Chinese mouse.
You got it, yes. Yeah,
You hung like a Chinese mouse.
right. Yeah.
Now it's funny, aren't they? That's facts. Yeah. So sorry, you've got something on your jumper. You go, please.
Pretty boring.
Nothing's funny.
No.
You and me? Where are we going? To a motel.
Can't we find somewhere more exciting?
Where are you going?
The south of France.
Oh, gone by. So there we have it. To be attractive, today's men have to remain serious, and today's women, we've got the last laugh. This has been Daisy Donovan for the 11 o'clock show in London.
Reports today reveal that the cream of English football hooligans are once again planning to wreak havoc at the European Championships this summer. Here to discuss the phenomenon is our expert on idiotic masculine behaviour, Hal Cruttenden. Hi, Hal. Thanks very much for coming along. Hal, we're not very good at sports, but England fans are world leaders at rioting. Why?
Well, I think there are many reasons. You know, there's poor education, lack of self-respect, and the fact that we use such aggressive animals as national symbols. You know, it's like 3 lions on a shirt and British bulldogs. I mean, I think we should actually just choose nicer animals. You know, instead of British bulldogs, British budgerigars.
Well, that's a good idea, but how will that actually work?
Well, the fans will be chanting, you know, we're England, we've got budgie spirit, we're cute, brightly coloured and a friend to old ladies. You know, instead of seeing England fans goading foreign policemen going, come on, they'll all be going... Do you like my plumage?
Now, I'm guessing from what you're saying that you've never been to a football match, have you?
No, I haven't been, but I think I'd really fit in. Because I don't know if you've noticed, but I've actually got quite a good hooligan's body.
Not under the floorboards at home, is it?
No, honestly, really, no. But I have. No, I don't
What's
think
a hooligan's body?
Well, you know, it's sort of very skinny arms and legs and a little tubby belly and face. You know, and also, when they go to the continent, they've got that added sort of very sexy lobster red burnt skin look. I mean... No wonder they're so pissed off. You know, they look like absolute wankers. No offence there, lads.
You're going to die.
But how can we actually stop these hooligans travelling to games? Because they obviously do go, don't they?
Well, I mean, I think the only way, sadly, is to ban badly dressed, ugly people.
Are you actually a football fan?
Yeah, I am. I think football's great. I mean, football is one of the few things about which men are allowed to cry.
No,
you know,
that's true. They all do,
It is. No, it's fine if a man lets a single tear roll down his face as he mutters, Charlton, Moore, Banksy. Those were the days. But, you know, I found it's not OK to cry in other situations, you know, like outside the Odeon sobbing, Bambi's mother, she's dead, you hear? Dead!
She's what?
She's dead. No, that would just be stupid. I've got issues with this. Why is it that football attracts hooligans?
Well, I think that's one of the really weird things. Now, why does football attract this macho following? It's actually a really camp sport. I mean, you look like... It's not just David Beckham and his thong. You know, you look at all these footballers who retire and become actors. Now, you've got, like, Cantona, you've got, like, Vinnie Jones, you know, Davy Ginola does that shampoo ad. I mean, soon the whole pitch will just be awash with lovies. You know, Alan Shearer will be tearing up the park going, Sweetie, I found space, darling. But what's my motivation for being here? You know, if he scores a goal, the other players will be bitching about him. You know, they'll be going, oh, great goal, Alan. As soon as his back's turned, actually, I thought that was a bit lucky. Have you noticed he's losing his hair?
Euro 2000 is going to be happening soon. Are you going to go to it?
No, of course not. You know, early June I'll be camping outside Wimbledon for tickets. But no, actually, it's the only place to go and see Sir Cliff live.
Well, Hal, you've done very well camping here. Legend Hal Cruttenden.
Thanks very much.
Thanks, Hal. Well, that's it for part 1.
Coming up in part 2, Peter Piper getting on famously with Peter O'Toole and Spike Milligan. Rich Kid, Tamara Beckwith mixing it with the commoners. That's you and me, Ian. No, actually, that's just you.
And right after the break, we've got actual footage of a very blue lady begging people to put a mark in her box. You'd be daft to miss it.
1979, and Mrs. Thatcher hits the election trail. Who would have guessed this humble Victorian match girl would turn Britain into a miserable shithole for 14 years? I'm sorry to say I voted for her. I only did it to buy my mum a council house, and by the time I paid for it, she was dead. Cheers, Maggie. You destroyed the unions, privatised gas, and left me an orphan. You bitch!
That all happened 21 years ago today. This is the 11 o'clock show on Wednesday the 5th of April.
Still to come, screen god Peter O'Toole and goon man Spike Milligan talk dirty.
And Tamara Beckwith talking posh.
There are 3 things every great celebrity interviewer needs: an inquisitive nature, a patient ear, and, of course, a broad Portsmouth accent.
Until now, all interviews have been lacking at least one of the above. Here to put the balance right is Portsmouth pundit Peter Piper. The following report contains strong language right from the start.
Is it all right if we have a few words?
I think you've said enough. You can fuck off.
Fuck off. Fuck off. That's fair enough. Did you ever interview Bob Maxwell, for example?
I did actually interview Robert Maxwell, yes. Yes, he was a monster.
I met him a few years ago in late 80s, early 90s, and I was working as a rent boy at Gran Canaria at the time. Yeah. And he was cruising around the harbour like on his, because he had a big boat and everything, as you know. Was it Lady Ghislaine, I think, wasn't it?
That's right, yeah.
Lady Ghislaine. And he invited me on board to spend the night with him, like, you know, and to be honest, he was a perfect gentleman. He was very nice. He was a love.
I thought you were interviewing me rather than telling me a rather dubious anecdote. You go ahead.
Would you like to elaborate on that, Spike?
What are you fucking saying?
I don't know, I can hardly hear myself talk, really, but I was just liking, you said fuck off earlier, I was just wondering if you'd like to elaborate on that at all.
Well, fuck off again then.
Fair enough. But no, but I mean, it was lovely. He treated me really well on board. You know, it was lovely food and drink and all that sort of stuff. Anyway, the evening wore on, and he's like started to undress, and he sort of like whispered in my ear. He said, "Peter," he said, "I'd like you to toss me off." So I did that. You know, like wars. Horrible splash.
Why are you telling me this story?
Terrible splash. Like, you know, we ages to get
What's the
overboard.
point of this story?
I just thought you might be interested.
Why are you telling it to me on camera?
Well, I thought they might be interested. Would you like to go for a hat trick?
Don't overdo it, mate. That's the end of it.
That's fair enough. That's fair play. Is that the same for you as well?
Well, lovely. Speak up.
The end of it, as far as you're concerned.
Fuck off.
Fair enough.
I can do that. Great, sorry. Tell us about tonight's guest.
Will do, Iain. She was born with a silver spoon in her mouth, but quickly learned how not to gag on it. She used to party so hard she ended up in court, but now she prefers to work hard in her various careers in broadcasting, fashion journalism, movie acting, and, of course, partying. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Tamara Beckwith.
Lovely to meet you. Thank you for coming. Come on. Sit down, girls. Let's have a chat. Now, thank you very much for popping along and seeing us.
Thank you for having me.
Punk, it says there. Now, unkind critics accuse you of being...
Is that so you could read?
Yeah, yeah. There's not an S missing, is it? No. Now, unkind critics... Well,
I should have seen that one coming, really, shouldn't
I?
I?
We'll stop there, I think.
You're just going to say you wear T-shirts with what on it?
With spunk all over
Yeah,
it. Not written on it, just all over
it.
it. Unkind critics accuse you of being famous just for being famous. Why exactly are you famous?
Because I'm a tireless charity worker.
Fair enough. That's a bloody good... Round of applause for that, I think.
To the public, you're joined at the hip with Tara Palmer-Tompkinson. Do people...
Really? I hadn't noticed.
Well, do people confuse you with each other? Do you get...
Oh, I don't know. One's a brunette, one's a blonde. I mean, we're quite tricky, you know, to get confused, don't you think?
OK.
What do you reckon?
No, I wouldn't confuse
I would never get
you.
confused. Never.
We would never do that.
Is it true that you blew off a future king?
No.
Well, not an English one.
No, we've got a question from our website for you.
Is it a rude one?
No, I don't think so. Flip Bob wants to know, is it any fun watching Who Wants to Be a Millionaire when you are a millionaire? Do you watch it?
I do, but, you know, I'm quite good up until 60,000. And then I find the questions get really quite difficult really quickly. So I don't know if I'd be much...
£800.
Do you know what the top prize on the show is?
It's not a million, I know that.
Well, it is.
I think that was a trick.
It wasn't. It wasn't.
One of your 3 homes is in LA. Who are your best movie star friends in Hollywood?
Who are my best movie star friends?
Are you in the know with them? Like, I don't know, big names.
Well, you see, obviously, part of being friends with them is you've got to be very discreet.
You've had dinner with Robert De Niro. Is he very charismatic?
So, was Jack Nicholson a disappointment too? Because you've met him, haven't you?
It's just like who's who for dinner. He was actually, no, he's really good fun. And he does this kind of thing where he pretends that he's like this little helpless boy, so he kind of laughs and flicks his hair so it sort of sticks up, and you kind of then want to pat it down, which obviously, you know, you can tell it's a little contrived, and then he laughs and flicks his tie over, and it's quite amusing. But once you've seen it, a few times, you realise it's quite in the repertoire.
Does he get to the point where he just flicks his cock over and you pat it down?
I wouldn't know, Ian.
Well, in that case, we're going to tomorrow, Beckwith. Thank you very much. Earlier on in the show, we reported on new housing benefits for teachers and nurses. For more on that story, go back live to Ricky Gervais. So, Ricky, it's good news for nurses and teachers, then?
Good news. Oh, yeah, teachers and nurses. Oh, we're not paid enough, and we do a public service. Public service, yeah? If you're handing out freebies for public service, there's birds in Reading who feed their smack addiction by doing leisure stuff, animal stuff. That's work. I want to see every teacher have to do one day in King's Cross in their fucking tweed jackets and elbow pads, on their knees, sucking dirty old cock before they get a home loan. Then I'll respect them.
Right. That's the sort of thing you respect, is it, Ricky?
Well, I respect you, don't I? My mate's a teacher. No, my mate's a teacher, and he acts like one all the time. He goes home to his wife and he goes, "Get your elbows off the table, don't lean back on that chair." Even in the bedroom, he'll go, "Are you chewing?" She'll go, He'll go, "Spit it out, boy, Mary."
Right, now, I've got no idea why that man is on the telly.
To make you look good, you useless lanky twat.
Whoa, calm down. Keep going.
News just in.
Tennis beauty Anna Kournikova's fiancé has left her, complaining that she thinks about tennis 24 hours a day. He said, "The last thing you want in the bedroom is a massive debate as to whether it's in or out."
Following racist threats to members of Britain's Olympic team, a spokesman said all our athletes are equal regardless of their colour. Whether they're in the 100 metres, 200 metres or the mile, they're all shit.
A child is recovering in hospital after accidentally swallowing an ecstasy tablet. Doctors have described his condition as sorted.
A cheated husband has allegedly poured several tins of paint over his unfaithful wife. She was later said to be overcome with emulsion.
Boffins have isolated a neurosis gene and created a mouse that's born paranoid. It runs around convinced it's about to be experimented on by scientists. The scientist's next project is to create a scaredy cat.
And that was the news just in.
Oh, surprise. Well, that's all from tonight's show.
Tomorrow we'll be talking balls with soccer presenter Helen Chamberlain.
And if you can stop fingering that mouse for just a second, email us with any questions.
But before we go, we normally end with a joke, but tonight we've got something much better. Footage of Wendy Richards receiving the Golden Bonio Award.
Is it?
Finally, many of you from all around the country have been sending us your special thoughts on video. Here's Ref from Liverpool. Good night.
Now then, all right, knobheads. Today I would like to talk to you about women. My assistant will be little Tony here. All right, so.
All right, Ref.
How's your bird?
She's sound, Ref.
Safe. Little Tony here has had a few problems with his bird. Kerry, 19, bad back. She wants them taken in. Little Tony here was devastated, wasn't you?
I was devastated, Ref.
Is correct. What did Ref say?
Ref said, get her in the reader's wives, Tom.
Get her in the reader's wives, la. What happens is, her self-esteem goes right up, right? She becomes proud and at one with her own body, and little Tony gets 20 quid for every photo that they print. Not only that, all the lads get to see Kerry, 19, bad back in the buffla. Let me tell you, that's a beautiful sight. I would imagine.